Most of the pollution came from cigarette butts and from these bottle caps from beer cans. Now, because we collected over 200 of these cigarette butts and a whole bunch of these, we were able to come up with more data than just simply sheer numbers.
Over time, the moist, salty air reacts with the iron in the bottle caps to form iron oxide. The brown stuff we know as rust. In addition to this, air and water particles bouncing off of the caps and people walking on them cause them to change shape and deform. Similarly, cigarette butts contain microscopic pores and absorb water, causing them to wrinkle and change shape. Looking closely at the cigarette butts and bottle caps, it is possible to group them into age categories based on these factors.
This cigarette butt looks very new and has little to no shape distortion, fading, or wrinkling, and even still has a reddish pigment still on it, probably from flaming hot Cheetos or a similar snack. On a scale from 1 to 6, the damage on this butt looks like 1. This butt would be a 2. Small wrinkles have formed on its lining. This would be a 3. It's starting to fray and fade. This would be a 4. The porous spongy-like material is fraying and the whole thing is losing its shape. This one would definitely be a 5. The inner spongy-like material is starting to come out and the paper lining is beginning to come off. This one would definitely be a 6. All paper lining has come off and it has begun to look like a cigarette any longer. Now bottle caps. It's easier to distinguish bottle cap ages, so I will make the bottle cap age scale from 1 to 9. This is a 1. This is a 2. This would be a 3. This would be a 4. This would be a 5. This would be a 6. This would be a 7. That would be an 8. And that would be a 9.
Graphing bottle cap and cigarette butt ages reveals a peak which I speculate reflects summer months, where there was a high amount of beach tourism and activity. Low points, I suspect, reflect points of time where temperatures were colder. Using these graphs, I was able to determine that the amount of litter people leave on the beach fluctuates over time. Using data that I received, I was also able to make pie charts showing the composition of the overall trash of the beach. Paper, plastic, and metal make the majority of the solid trash at the beach.
Beaches like Point Mugu, local beach animals have adapted to living with beach garbage, and there's little to no apparent effect on the environment. I mean, if you take a cigarette and you put it in a tank full of fish, it's not going to do anything. That's because the toxins in the cigarette will spread evenly in the water. A cigarette is sort of like a pinch of drink mix in a test tube full of water. A little bit of this drink mix won't really make a difference, and you can't really drink it because there's not enough inside it. But if you put a whole bunch of drink mix in a closed system, you begin to notice its effect. Although research shows that solid waste on beaches in the United States isn't really that big of a deal, I will continue to clean Point Mugu. Come back next time and I'll tell you about my findings.